postcard from Belfast and the continuing search for a pink gin. There's been an embarrassing lack of travel for a newsletter that is called The Travelling Artist, but I'm pleased to say that my hip surgery recovery is going to plan and that I'm back on the road. Drama at the airport. Not our drama, thankfully. Mr. Dean and I were headed for Belfast on my first flight in over a year. We were people watching in Birmingham airport departures. We'd found ourselves at the end of a corridor near to the last gate and were witness to a bit of airport theatre. A family of 3 missed their flight to Rhodes and missed it by a good 20 minutes, I'd say. It's half term, child in tow, calm as anything. Had it been me, I'd have been entirely anxiety-ridden, probably a bit tearful, and raging at someone, probably Mr. Dean. Maybe there was a problem earlier and they knew they would most likely miss their flight, but were trying anyway, although they weren't exactly rushing to the gate. Maybe, I don't know. How do you just miss a flight that calmly? Probably not the best idea to approach them and ask what happened. It's at this point Mr. Dean chooses to remind me of the Christmas Eve that I'd booked our flights and then took us to the wrong airport. Cue a frantic £100 taxi ride to the right airport. Taxi tyres and engine were smouldering on our arrival, and we just made the correct flight. I find there's a curious mix of smugness and sympathy when you witness someone else's holiday plans unravel. Still, today, for us, everything went perfectly, no delays, and we landed in Belfast right on time. The hunt for Pink October. Our wedding anniversary is in October, and this year we had stayed in. So, as a belated celebration, we booked ourselves a table at the Great Room. This is inside the Merchant Hotel. The cocktails, fine dining, 5-star service, and I have to say it's properly beautiful. Just the sort of place you'd feel confident ordering a pink gin cocktail without having to explain what it is. But apparently not. The words, "Let me just go and check," never really bode well, and when the waiter returns, and I must say, a tad passively aggressively declares no one behind the bar has heard of a pink gin cocktail, well, this is becoming a bit of a running joke. Wherever we go, whether it's a cocktail bar, fine dining restaurant, or a tucked away speakeasy, Mr. Dean will ask for a pink gin, and inevitably confusion follows. For the record, the pink gin dates back to the 1800s and has naval origins. The British Navy used to give sailors Angostura bitters for medicinal reasons. They started adding their daily gin ration to it to make it more palatable, and the pink gin was born. The plethora of pink-coloured, fruit-flavoured gins now on the market seem to have created all this confusion around the original. There's only 1 or 2 places that we know get it right without having to explain what it is. Although if you know of anywhere, then we're open to suggestions. We love a recommendation and any excuse to travel somewhere new. But for a pink gin without having to question or explain what it is, I would head to the Virgin Lounge in Heathrow, of all places. The Goldsmith in Southwark in London. It's now under new management, so we can't guarantee that, but you used to be able to get a cracking pink gin there. And Duke's Hotel, also in London, where Ian Fleming drank and wrote about martinis. This is the place that had to limit Vesper cocktail orders after tourists got carried away trying to drink like Bond. Back in Belfast. We used to live here over 12 years ago now. But there is family here. In fact, we're here for a family celebration and to meet up with old friends too. Every visit brings back a whole reel of memories. And when I lived here, one of the first places I would take visitors to was the Titanic Museum. It's a great museum, I can highly recommend it. Inside, in a separate room, there is a full replica of the wooden staircase from the ship itself. It's grand, it's dramatic, and somewhat ironically, the backdrop for countless marriage proposals. When it first opened, it was the place to go for afternoon tea. Champagne bottles gliding by, waiters in sharp uniforms, the buzz of a special event. The first time I went, 2 people proposed on the staircase in front of a room full of strangers. Romantic? Maybe. Though personally, proposing on the stairs of a ship that famously sank, killing over 1,500 people, isn't giving me long-lasting happy vibes. If you ever do visit, please report back to me and let me know if anyone popped the question while you were enjoying your tea and scones. Death before decaf. Belfast has changed so much since we lived here. There's a shiny new central station, lots of new businesses, even a pret-a-manger. Make that 2. We also stumbled across a gem of a cafe called The Pocket, whose tagline proudly declares death before decaf. You can imagine the quality of the coffee. The food was just as good, perfect for breakfast or lunch and close to many of the main hotels in the city. Again, I can highly recommend it. The Magical Art Bus. Being in Belfast again in November, and I'm reminded of one of my favourite activities, the Art Bus. It's been more than a decade since I lived here, but this memory sticks with me. A wonderful woman from the Ulster Museum organised this enchanted evening. It was something like the first Thursday of every month. It's part gallery hop, part pub crawl, entirely magical. You'd hop aboard a bus, across between the night bus out of Harry Potter and a daffodil coach tour from Nemesis by Agatha Christie. And you were whisked across Belfast to surprise destinations, artist studios, pop-up exhibitions and hidden galleries, all under the cover of darkness. Each stop had a warm welcome, wine, arts, chatter, and a twinkly buzz that felt you were in a parallel universe. Maybe it was the wine, maybe the art, probably both, but a very, very fond memory either way. Thank you for watching and listening.